All right, so today's video is going to be a little bit more on the fun side because, well, I can't talk much more about the Mavic Air 2. You probably saw some photos I posted that, she had an accident. She had a bad fall. She broke her hip in about 3 different spots. And yeah, surprisingly, it still turns on, which I think that's pretty amazing. It fell 200 feet when the rear motor seized up. But today I wanted to talk a little bit about my FPV progression and let you see some of the footage because I have not posted any of it on YouTube. Let's get started. What's good, guys? Ken with Original Dobo, and today we are talking about FPV, my journey, and I would also like to thank my good friend Mike from Accelerated Heights for helping me get to where I am today. My wife will probably not thank you because my bank account is a couple of $1,000s less, but hopefully she doesn't watch this video. Anyways, FPV is incredibly fun. And I don't know why I waited this long. Dan from Drone Worship has been persistently nagging me every time I stream. FPV, FPV. And for the most part, I have blown off even trying to fly or doing anything with it for the longest time because I wasn't really sure how to. And now that I've accumulated 8 or 9 FPV drones and different controllers and RCs, I can officially say I think I'm obsessed, possibly even addicted. I've gone as far as to even get a 3D printer to make my own parts and clean up some of my builds. Now you may be thinking to yourself, I want to fly FPV, but I don't know where to start. Well, luckily for you, there are tons and tons of build guides out there and tutorials to get started. And probably one of the best people I can think of to recommend to go check out is Joshua Bardwell. His videos are super top notch and he breaks things down in a manner that almost anybody can process. Now, one of the reasons why I took so long flying FPV was because when you buy components, like when you buy a controller or a set of goggles, it doesn't come complete. Like the batteries don't come with it. Like things that you think about when you buy a DJI or an Autel drone don't come standard with these kits. You buy things and everything is a la carte, which sort of threw me off a little bit. And because of that, I really didn't know where to start. So I did finally decide on the Taranis Cue Controller. And this one does have what they call D8 mode. So I combined it to little tiny drones like this, which is my Tiny Hawk, which is super fun to fly around the house. And this drone is probably the biggest reason why I was able to learn so quickly. Because this drone can take an absolute beating, it just makes it easier than flying in a simulator. Although a simulator is free, I would recommend checking one out. Liftoff's a great one. There's a whole bunch of other ones as well that you can look into. But that will at least get you a good feel for how to control a drone. An FPV drone, that is. And then you need a set of goggles. Now, the first set of goggles that I bought was a set of box goggles, and they were the Fat Shark Recons. Yeah, I think it was the Fat Shark Recons, or no, they were the Scouts. Fat Shark Scouts, and they're probably one of the best box goggles you can get. The DVR was really, really stellar, and they were really easy to use because all of the buttons were really big and right on the right hand side, and you can also see the information on your display, so it made life easier. I then upgraded to the Fat Shark Attitude B5s because I wanted diversity, which gives you better video at a longer distance, along with allowing better video around obstacles, which this definitely helps. It also allows me to see the video channels from within the actual headset, which is a big plus. Yeah, I'm a big fan of that. And all in all, I love the sleek design of these goggles. So that worked. I also recently upgraded to the DJI Fpv system. And that is an absolute game changer, but something I would not recommend doing when you're first starting. Because when you first start out, it's honestly cheaper and easier just to utilize analog. And if you can get used to analog, it's going to definitely make you a better pilot, which I'm still not really a great pilot. I wreck a lot, but I am getting better. I've built some smaller drones. Like this is a little 3-inch build that I put together. And this has a split cam so I can get some really nice HD footage, but still have, you know, a small design. And this sort of goes unnoticed. I can fly this in places and nobody even bothers me. Nobody even can really hear this thing buzzing around. And it's a great practice drone. This, on the other hand, is my 5-inch DC5, and this thing is really loud, and people are going to see this. But again, I really have not had any problems, nor has anybody ever bothered me flying FPV, which I think is pretty cool. So I think right now what I'll do is I'll show you my progress. I'll show you how bad I was when I first started, when I was using the Tiny Hawk, all my crashes, and then I will show you some footage from yesterday and today. There's some footage, and I think what I'll start doing is incorporating more footage into the channel along with some FPV videos as the months go on. The more I learn about this, I will share my findings and my experiences with you, but just know that all of this is actually incredibly simple. It's not hard to do. It's just, you know, it's like piecing together Legos. As long as you have the right directions, you'll be able to do this, and you'll be able to do this really, really well. I'm still being very cautious with things because I'm still unsure. Like, there's like gaps I will see, and I won't push the drone through the gap because I'm not confident enough with my skill as an FPV pilot yet. I'm also still trying to determine what the field of view actually is on this drone. to like where I can put the unit in specific spots. So as I develop those skills, I will probably start getting a little bit more daring with my shots. But for right now, I'm pretty happy with the way things are going. This has honestly saved me from quitting YouTube. And I mean that because I've been really just bored. I mean, I get bored of flying camera drones. It's like, okay, it's a camera drone, you're done. Camera drone, you're done. But this, every time I boot one of these up, it's always different. It's always new. And it just puts a smile on my face. And that is something that is invaluable. To have fun with something you love like this is awesome. So there you go. That's my experience. I'm going to finish drinking this Canadian beer and enjoying my Sunday. I hope all of you are well, being safe, and being kind. Stay original.